about it. We with our children. We are somebody's children.
Trying to come with my baby here for school. It's nowhere for me to go. I ain't even resisting, man. Help me.
When you do civil disobedience, this is how they treat you. No matter if you're peaceful, this is the reason why this movement had to happen. So why there's... What happens next is the next movement. This is only a piece of it. We're gonna be out in a minute.
Under arrest. That's why we got on. I'm arrested.
Miss Dorothy.
I'm arrested because I'm homeless.
My own experience got me involved in Moms for Housing, being homeless with my children. I was working 2 jobs and could not afford a place. Now, during a pandemic, it's more important than ever to do this work. Our families are already on the street, and now there's a chance for more homelessness. I want my children to know that their mother fought for them to have a roof over their head, fought for everybody's child to have a roof over their head, and will continue to do that. This home was owned by a speculator, a billion-dollar corporation who hoards homes for profit, and we took a stand against that. We were in military fatigue. There were drones flying around, there were helicopters flying around, there were tanks. It looked like a war zone. That terrorized the whole community.
This is what was taped to the door when the sheriffs came in. They saw this. What we trained people on, because we were adamant about not putting people in harm's way, that if the sheriff showed up, that what they were to do was call and to not obstruct them.
Yeah, the goal was to keep the moms safe at all costs. We did not want to engage in a fight because there were children here.
The militarized eviction, I think that really shed a light on the society we really live in, who would potentially harm mothers and babies over profit.
We have the largest homelessness crisis in the country. There are approximately 6,000 to 8,000 people living on the streets. We don't know because there are scores of homeless people that are living in their cars. There are people that are couch surfing that don't get counted. We just have to do something as regular residents because our legislators haven't done what they need to do in order to keep people safe. I'm running for city council right now because hundreds of individuals and organizations asked me to run. I had no interest in running for city council, but we're also living in a time where the collective consciousness is moving towards demanding change. That includes changes in our housing policies and practices, changes in policing. I want to bring a different perspective to our legislative centers.
A lot of y'all know me from Mom's House. We were able to create a movement based on the pain that people are feeling and wanting to do something about it. I understand that elected office is not a cure-all, but it is a tool. And I implore everyone in the sound of my voice to use that tool on November 3rd to help us, not me, to help this energy that has bubbled up during COVID, in the aftermath of Breonna Taylor and George Floyd. There is an energy that is changing the world right now, but it's where we start, right here in Oakland.
People are still unemployed. Unemployment benefits have ended for many, many people. What we need is a cancellation of debt, because with a moratorium, your rent is still accruing.
Black folks that have been pushed out of this city. Capitalism is racialized. but it is also carnivorous, and it will eat every single one of you too. It is never the problem for the people that are oppressed to demand the boots off our necks. Y'all down for this? Because if we don't do it, we won't get it.
We're advocating for a rent strike because we're telling people that if you have to make a choice between eating and paying money to ultimately a bank, then feed your family. The fear right now with this current pandemic is that if people do go off this housing cliff because they're not able to afford their rental payments anymore, small homeowners go into foreclosure again. Private equity firms are set to come in and sweep up all of these properties again and create this permanent class of renters if they're lucky.
I've been in this hotel room for about 6 months now. The government hotel program was made out to be as if they were trying to take anyone that was displaced on the streets. That was not the case at all. I found myself in a category not too many people were in. Either you had a permanent job or you had a permanent place of residency where they couldn't evict you out, and I didn't have any of that. I had a 2-bedroom apartment. I had an accident. My car went into the shop. The day that I was to pick up my car, I was let go from my permanent job. I've applied to so many places, mainly due to credit. Some is income. I mean, the average place wants 2.5 to 3 times the rent. Like you have here, a 2-bedroom, 1 bath for $22.50. You would need to make approximately $6,600 a month if it's 3 times the rent. When my kids was very young, I called a welfare fraud case. And the judge, he said, "Can you promise that you won't do it again?" And I said, "No, because I'm going to do whatever it takes for me to take care of my children in order for us to survive." When I see Moms for Housing on TV fighting that same fight, it was like I was looking in the mirror. It was a perfect opportunity for me to be an older mom to help guide with the things that, you know, they're now going through that I've experienced but found myself experiencing all over again.
More than ever right now, we need to be keeping families housed. Just like we stood for Mom's House, we need to stand for everybody.
We need to stop all evictions. The sheriffs have no place in evictions anyway, because Black and brown bodies are not safe around police. So we don't need them coming into our neighborhoods telling us because we don't have the money to pay because we couldn't work that we belong on the streets.
I try not to compare myself, but it's hard because it's like we all started on the same path at somewhere or another. Why was mine redirected, or shifted somewhere else and make it harder?
But when you start studying and paying attention to things that are going on outside of you, you learn that it's not just you.
Right.
It's these systems. And so that's why we do what we do, is because it's not just Lachey. It's also Dominique. It's also all of the moms that are going to be here today. That's why we're here, to actually start to chip away at those systems and ultimately take them down. There's no way that in a housing crisis, they should be trying to raise funds to put more sheriffs on the street.
Right.
Oppressive conditions will make activists out of the most unassuming people. So Board of Supervisors, City Council, Governor Newsom, keep it up. You're gonna send all them folks right over our way because we got some change to make. It doesn't stop here. This is just another organizing step and letting them know that our movement has not gone anywhere, that we're growing.